Hi, everybody. I'm Pastor Larry Huch, and welcome to today's broadcast. Now, we're going to continue to talk about Bible prophecy. We're going to talk about the end time signs, wonders, and miracles. We're going to talk about miracle debt cancellation, and that's all tied in. We're going to talk about the end time transfer of wealth, and we're going to talk about the revelation that we have when David said, I was young and now I'm old, and I've never seen the righteous forsaken. What does that mean? Young and old. That means I was spiritually immature, but now I've grown in maturity and understanding what God is saying. And when you understand that, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. We're living in the most amazing times in the history of the Bible, and you're watching today because your best is yet to come. Stay with us. I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. We're Pastors Larry and Tiz Huch.
We want to welcome you to our YouTube channel and invite you to subscribe and be a member of all the resources that we make available to you.
When we were getting ready to come in the studio and we always do a month of filming in one day, and my heart was telling me, let's talk about in the last days, I will pour out my spirit. There'll be signs and wonders and miracles, and how that's directly linked with you and I being a blessing to Israel. The Avos, the father of all blessings, the thing, the teaching that births all the blessings that follow is Genesis 12:3. I will bless those who bless Israel. And I believe in all my heart that what we're seeing, and I talked about this last week, what we're seeing with President Trump in the office, and he's canceling all this debt, and he's bringing prosperity and stability, and it's happening so fast. You think about with the Biden administration, there were almost 2 years, and they weren't seeing any of the hostages released. In just a couple days, President Trump is seeing those captives set free. What you see, everything God teaches, it's so exciting for you to grab this. Everything God teaches has a physical and a spiritual. What we're seeing coming out of the White House is going to be replicated in coming out of the kingdom of heaven in your life, and it's directly linked. You think about, in ancient Hebrew language, there's no word for coincidence. It's not a coincidence that we're seeing America and the world move into this blessing under President Trump, who's being guided by the Lord. You ought to listen to my teaching on President Trump and King Cyrus, where God said about Cyrus, I'll lead him and guide him. That's what's happening. The very first foreign official that President Trump brought to the White House was who? Prime Minister Netanyahu. That's because being blessed in America or anywhere in the world is directly linked to being a blessing to the nation of Israel. Now, in just a moment, in about a minute, we're going to show you a video of partnering with Karen Hazot, partnering with Israel in getting the hostages released. Now, our project this month is partnering with Karen Hazot, partnering with the nation of Israel, not just seeing hostage release and taking care of them, but bringing, fulfilling Bible prophecy of what's called Aliyah, bringing Jews, Christians bringing Jews back to the nation of Israel. While you're watching this, I'm getting ready to go to France to partner with Israel in bringing these olim, these immigrants, to the nation of Israel. But as you're watching this video on the hostages, something that I got to brag on you about. You know, God says when you save one life, I see it as if you save the whole world. You know, I went over to Israel right after October 7th. I saw what happened. And we realized we have to step up and do even more in partnering with the nation of Israel. And when we were over there, we were buying another mobile ICU unit. It's an ambulance for Magen David Adom, which is like Israelis' Red Cross. We've bought, I think, 14 for them. They're 165 now, I think 175,000 apiece. And we found out on October 7th, one of the ICU units that you bought was the first one picking up survivors out of the massacre of October 7th. We found out that when the hostages, the first hostages were released, if you remember, Aviva and Raz and their mother Doran, the 2-year-old, 4-year-old, our ambulance, and it just came in that day that I was there, our ambulance went in, your ambulance went in and picked them up and brought them home. Now we're finding out with the releasing of these hostages, and we'll show you a picture, our ambulance twice is on the scene picking up these hostages. And so there's so many things you're doing for the nation of Israel, from children's survivor camps to bomb shelters to hospitals to picking up Jewish people and bringing them back to the nation of Israel. What you're about to see in saving Jewish lives is happening in many, many ways because of you. I know pride is not something that we ought to have, but I'm so proud of you because you're standing with us as we stand with the nation of Israel. Watch this and let God bless your heart.
שביעי באוקטובר קמתי לירי רקטות כמו שלא שמעתי בחיים.
אני לא מתרגשת מצבע אדום, זה משהו שהוא די רגיל אצלי.
שמעתי בומים חזקים.
שומעות מישהו צועק, רוצו, רוצו, מחבלים.
אני מזהה 20 מחבלים רצים לכיוון הקיבוץ.
פחדתי שהם יפרצו לנו לבית.
לא הבנו שהם באו לנסות להשמיד אותנו.
אבא שלי כותב לי, המחבלים בתוך הבית.
זה השלב שאנחנו מתפללים שנצא מפה בחיים.
ידעתי שאני משאיר מאחור את המשפחה שלי.
יורים באחיין שלי.
ישבתי באש, הצלחתי להרוג את המחבל, הבנתי שנפגעתי.
ראיתי תמונה של אבא שלי, מובל על ידי 2 מחבלים, ואז אני מבינה שזה באמת קורה. חוטפים את אבא שלי.
כל כך הרבה כדורים עפו לעברי.
שעות על גבי שעות תחת אש.
אתה נלחם על החיים שלך, ואם אתה לא תלחם על החיים שלך, אתה לא תחיה.
אחרי 15 שעות אני יוצאת החוצה, וכל מה שאני רואה מולי זה פשוט גיהנום.
בשביעי לאוקטובר הבנתי פחד מהו.
ביצעו בנו טבח שקשה לתאר במילים.
הכל שרוף, מלא גופות על הרצפה.
חיים שלמים נגדעו פה.
רק אחרי שבועיים הבנתי שאמא חטופה.
הגן עדן הזה שגרתי בו כל החיים נהיה גיהנום.
אתם יודעים, לאמא שלי יש אור כזה בעיניים שהוא תמיד נמצא שם. כשהיא חזרה, ישר חיפשתי את האור הזה בעיניים, ומצאתי אותו. הוא לא נחבא. אז גם אותנו, כעם, לא יצליחו לכבות.
בלחימה שלנו עזרנו באמת להגן על הרוח של העם היהודי.
אנחנו הקהילה הכי חזקה. התחלנו לבנות, התחלנו לשקם, ואנחנו שם.
מה שנותן לי את התקווה זה האמונה שיבוא יום ואני אוכל לחזור לגור שם.
זה הבית שלנו, של הילדים שלי.
זה המדינה שלנו, זה החיים שלנו.
כי אנחנו נלחמים עכשיו, לא רק על הבית הפרטי שלנו. אנחנו נלחמים על זה שלכל יהודי בעולם יהיה מקום בטוח.
ואנחנו לא נוותר לעולם על מה שיש לנו.
כי אנחנו כאן כדי להישאר לנצח. חזקים, מלוכדים, ערבים זה לזה. בארץ ובתפוצות.
זו המשמרת שלנו, לשקם את המדינה.
יש לנו כוח שאין להרבה.
אנחנו, יחד עם קרן היסוד, הסוכנות היהודית ובעזרתכם, נמשיך לעמוד לצד הקהילות שנפגעו ולבנות עבורם מחר חדש.
בעצם זה שאתם תספרו את הסיפור שלנו, זו השליחות הכי טובה שאני יכולה לבקש מכם, כשותפים שלי.
אנחנו בוחרים בחיים כל יום מחדש.
זה מה שיבנה את החוסן שלנו, להמשיך את החיים,
להמשיך לטייל,
לשיר, לרקוד.
שהילדים יחזרו לרוץ בשבילי הקיבוץ.
ולהמשיך להיות חופשייה.
אנחנו עם חזק ואנחנו ננצח.
אני מתחייב.
אני מתחייבת.
אני מתחייבת.
אני מתחייבת.
אני מתחייבת.
You know, I'm very excited to get this to you. It's just coming out right now. I was thinking about it, and then several people really encouraged me. They said, Pastor, you ought to tell your story. And most of you know that I grew up in inner city South St. Louis. I ended up in drugs. I ended up in Colombia, South America, and I was in the import-export business of all natural substances out of Colombia into the United States. And I've written a book to inspire you. You know, Jeremiah the prophet, God speaks through him and he says, I know the plans that I have for you. You know, the moment before we're born, ancient Jewish wisdom says, our souls, our spirit, stands before the Lord, and God gives us a destiny. And this is what Jeremiah is saying. I know the plans I have for you. I know the destiny I have for you or your children or your grandchildren. And it's wonderful. Now, the devil comes in and tries to steal those blessings. And that's why I've written this book, From Junkie to Jerusalem. And it's the story of taking me from the hands of the devil into being used by God to bring us back to Jerusalem. Literally, it's tikkun olam. We're repairing the world so the Messiah can return. And you know, I've written this because God's no respecter of persons. If God can take somebody like me and use my life to make a difference, can you imagine the double portion that God has for you or your children or your grandchildren? You know, my mom told Tiz years ago, she said, when Larry left to go out to Arizona, she said, I thought I'd never see him alive again. Because the streets say, once a junkie, always a junkie. The world says, you won't change. But the word says, who the Son sets free shall be free indeed. And I know my story is going to be your story, because we're living in the times that God is opening up the windows of heaven. Watch this, and I'll be right back.
The relationship we are witnessing right now between the United States and Israel is a prophetic sign not seen before in our lifetime. God is getting ready to connect us to the blessing of Genesis 12:3 like never before. You know the promise, I will bless those who bless Israel. It would be an honor if you would join with Larry Huch Ministries in our new campaign for 2025 to stand with Israel through the support of Project Aliyah. This biblical initiative will help relocate Jews from France and other anti-Semitic hotspots around the world. Aliyah is the biblical call of God for Jews to immigrate to Israel and a key end-time prophecy that the Lord will fulfill just before the coming of the Messiah.
First, I want to thank you, Pastor Larry, on behalf of the Jewish people and on behalf of all of our communities around the world for your unbelievable dedication. What you just witnessed, we were literally doing the work, God's work of saving lives. And we cannot express enough our appreciation.
You know, we were talking about this, that every Aliyah project that we partner with Keren Herzog is fulfilling Bible prophecy. But this one is different because it's not just fulfilling Bible prophecy, and it is, but it's literally a now moment of saving people's lives, saving Jewish lives. And one lady, she's 84 years old, she traveled 4 days by herself, and she was telling me on the bus that she was alive when the Nazis were bombing their home.
80 years ago.
80 years ago. But because of Keren Herzog, because of the nation of Israel, and because of you guys, she's safe and she's here with family. There are not words to say how much we love you and how much we thank you for helping. And this is why we partner with Keren Herzog, because it's not, as it says, it's not words that get it done, it's deeds that get it done. And when we partner together, we get it done, and we're truly saving lives.
So thank you, Pastor Larry. Thank you for all of you at New Beginnings
Amen.
Church. And God bless all of you.
And let me say, this is not the end of the work. There's so much more that we can get done together. Amen.
All right, brother.
All right.
With your offering today, we can help provide the air transportation, housing, and other costs associated with absorbing these families into Israeli society. Whether you can contribute a few dollars, a few $100s, or even a few $1,000s, your offering of any size will make an immediate difference in fulfilling Bible prophecy and saving Jewish lives. To show our appreciation, we want to bless you with Pastor Larry's new book, Junkie to Jerusalem. This is the amazing story of his journey from the mean streets of St. Louis, smuggling drugs from South America, evading arrest warrants, to finally receiving salvation and the revelation of the Jewish roots and the importance of standing with Israel. Pastor Larry is living proof God can take you from wherever you are to beyond what you could ever imagine. To support Project Aliyah and to receive a copy of Junkie to Jerusalem, please take a moment right now and call us at 800-978-8546 and give your offering of any size. You can also donate through our secure website at larryhuch.tv, or you can mail your offering to our ministry address. If you prefer, you can give by texting the word Israel along with your donation amount to 28950. Or you can use your smartphone to scan the ministry's QR code on the screen. However, the fastest way to bless Israel is to contact us today at 800-978-8546. We also have something extra today for first-time donors to the ministry. With your first offering of any amount, we will add Pastor Larry's classic DVD CD series 7. This is Pastor's powerful illustrated sermon that shows you all 7 places Jesus shed his blood and teaches you how you've been redeemed in every area of life. It's a powerful revelation and resource that will change your life forever. So please join with us today by being a blessing to Israel through Project Aliyah. You'll be fulfilling Bible prophecy, defending the Jewish community worldwide, and making the dreams of so many come true. Now, let's rejoin Pastor Larry.
You know, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I know 1,000,000% that one of the reasons that we see the blessing of God in our lives, whether it's God using an ex-drug addict to have the unbelievable privilege of speaking with President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu or President Herzog or Rabbi Lau or whoever. Think about it. The world says once a junkie, always a junkie, but the word says who the Son sets free shall be free indeed. And I know that number one, it's because I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And when you do that, he not only forgives you of your sin, he puts you back on the path for the destiny that God has for you or your children or your grandchildren. And the next part is, I will bless those who bless Israel. And so for 33 years, Tiz and I we know it's our call from God to teach the Jewish roots, to bring us back to a Jewish Jesus, a Jewish Abraham, a Jewish Moses, and in that, falling in love with the Jewish people and the nation of Israel. You know, when we talk about blessing Israel, it is praying for Israel, without a doubt. It's speaking up for Israel. It's making a stand for Israel. But it's literally being a blessing to the Jewish people. And there's never been a more important time for you and I to bless the nation of Israel. As we're seeing the windows of heaven opened up, there's also a full front attack by the devil against the Jewish people in anti-Semitism. You know, our project this month, along with other things that we're doing in Israel, is to bring a whole plane of Jewish people from France to the nation of Israel. Now, you would think, why France? France is one of the most anti-Semitic nations right now in the world. And literally, Jews are fearful for their lives. Let me read something here to you. This is absolutely amazing. Anti-Semitism in France continues to surge to alarming levels across the country in 2024. In 2024, 1,570 incidents recorded, and not the thousands that weren't recorded of anti-Semitism just in the nation of France. Jews are only 1% of the nation, and yet they've received the majority of attacks in anti-Semitism. So what we're going to do is we're partnering with Karen Hazot, we're partnering with the nation of Israel for one whole plane. It costs about, actually a little bit more, but let's say $1,000 per person. We're going to bring about 250 just on the first plane. So we're committed this month to $250,000. Now, we're doing other things in Israel with the children and with the bomb shelters and with the Holocaust survivors. But just to fulfill Bible prophecy and bring the Jewish people, as the prophet said, in our arms as Gentiles and on our shoulders, just to do that, we're going to bring 250 just in the first plane. We've got other things going up. So that's about $250,000. And I can guarantee you, when we give Karen Hazot, when we give the nation of Israel $250,000 to bring these Jewish brothers and sisters back to the nation of Israel, every penny will go for that. Matter of fact, I'm going to go and pray that Tiz can go with me. I'm going to go to France. Katie's going to go to France, and we're going to fly with them and show you what you've done in fulfilling Bible prophecy and saving Jewish lives. So stay with me. I want to pray with you. I want to release the end-time blessing of miracles into your life, because truly, when we stand with Israel, our best is yet to come. I'll be right back.
The relationship we are witnessing right now between the United States and Israel is a prophetic sign not seen before in our lifetime. God is getting ready to connect us to the blessing of Genesis 12:3 like never before. You know the promise, I will bless those who bless Israel. It would be an honor if you would join with Larry Huch Ministries in our new campaign for 2025 to stand with Israel through the support of Project Aliyah. This biblical initiative will help relocate Jews from France and other anti-Semitic hotspots around the world. Aliyah is the biblical call of God for Jews to immigrate to Israel, and a key end-time prophecy that the Lord will fulfill just before the coming of the Messiah. With your offering today, we can help provide the air transportation, housing, and other costs associated with absorbing these families into Israeli society. Whether you can contribute a few dollars, a few $100s, or even a few $1,000s, your offering of any size will make an immediate difference in fulfilling Bible prophecy and saving Jewish lives. To show our appreciation, we want to bless you with Pastor Larry's new book, Junkie to Jerusalem. This is the amazing story of his journey from the mean streets of St. Louis, smuggling drugs from South America, evading arrest warrants, to finally receiving salvation and the revelation of the Jewish roots and the importance of standing with Israel. Pastor Larry is living proof God can take you from wherever you are to beyond what you could ever imagine. To support Project Aliyah and to receive a copy of Junkie to Jerusalem, please take a moment right now and call us at 800-978-8546 and give your offering of any size. You can also donate through our secure website at larryhuch.tv, or you can mail your offering to our ministry address. If you prefer, you can give by texting the word Israel along with your donation amount to 28950. Or you can use your smartphone to scan the ministry's QR code on the screen. However, the fastest way to bless Israel is to contact us today at 800-978-8546. We also have something extra today for first-time donors to the ministry. With your first offering of any amount, we will add Pastor Larry's classic DVD/CD series 7. This is Pastor's powerful illustrated sermon that shows you all 7 places Jesus shed his blood and teaches you how you've been redeemed in every area of life. It's a powerful revelation and resource that will change your life forever. So please join with us today by being a blessing to Israel through Project Aliyah. You'll be fulfilling Bible prophecy, defending the Jewish community worldwide, and making the dreams of so many come true. Now, let's rejoin Pastor Larry.
Think about what David said. I've been immature, but now I'm mature in the things of God, and I've never seen the righteous forsaken. The word righteous is in Hebrew the word tzedakah, which means acts of charity, acts of kindness. You know, you think about Tiz and keep praying for her. But 4 times they said, go home and die. And she's there defeating this cancer. They've given her, she's the first one getting this new treatment. You know, her nurse said, or her doctor said, you know, every time it looks like it's going bad, the stars align for you, Tiz. And Tiz said, it's not the stars, it's the promises of God. And so the promises of God are lining up for you as you stand with the nation of Israel. Tiz is going to be whole. I've been young and I've been old, and I've never seen those who do acts of kindness, acts of charity, especially for Israel, never forsaken. Father, in the name of Jesus, we know this is end time. We know that you're going to give signs, wonders, and miracles, release the gifts of the Spirit. We know you're in miraculously canceling debt, opening up the windows of heaven, bringing prosperity in every area. And Father, I release that on every one of our family members that are watching right now. Tiz and I love you. We release God's blessing on you. Stay with us. Join us again tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about prophecy, promises, and the power of God. Your best truly is yet to come. I'm Pastor Larry. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
On behalf of Pastors Larry and Tiz, we want to thank you for your faithful and generous support.